Shalom, Israel. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone. And peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll title this one, Strengthen Your Spirit in This Time. Strengthen your spirit in this time. Call halal Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. Call halal Yamla Allahayanawa Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. And something that's on my spirit, and as the title reads, strengthen your spirit in this time. And you know, the Lord told you He was sending us out as sheep in the midst of wolves. And in this end, with some of our people, and even, to the other nations, these people are ungodly in this world, and wicked. You have some wicked individuals walking around looking to do you harm and your family if you have one. You see, and looking at the current events, the situation with Russia and Ukraine. Russia just sent a devastating missile attack on Ukraine. And Russia and Ukraine have been warring for over 1,000 days. And the situation with Hamas and the Israelis, the Israelis is arming militias and sending them in to fight against Hamas. And Hamas and the Israelis, they've been warring for over 600 days. See, so and then you look here in the U.S., Babylon. The economic turmoil, these mass ICE raids and deportation. Um, all these budget cuts. The rubber is really about to meet the road, man. The Lord told you about in the end about the distress and the anguish. You know, people are losing it. This place, the U.S. is $36.4 trillion in debt. You know, um, the days are they're getting harder. They're getting harder, and this is the time where we're supposed to be using the tools that the Lord left us with. You know, and really moving closer to Him, because He told you in the end there's going to be so much death. In the end, there is going to be so much death from one end of the earth all the way into the other. There's going to be death all around us. We're in a time of pestilence, plagues, wars. You really got to get your spirit right. Let me go here. Call halal Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. There's a time of mass deception, trickery. In the time of not trusting a friend, of betrayals. You know, witchcraft, sorcery. It's serious, man. Fake meat, fake foods. AI technology, robots, and things like that, man. You really got to be on point. You got to get your spirit right. This is a grace period, but this time is almost up, and that test is coming. Romans, let me go here. Romans 9 and 26. Romans 9 and 26, and it reads. It says, It says, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, who? The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. It says, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living God. See? See? And they've told us for so long that those so-called blacks, the so-called Negroes, those are not Jews. Those are not the real Jews. The so-called Native American Indians and the so-called Latinos, those are not the Lord's chosen people. Those cannot be. This is what the nation says. Ultimately, the so-called white folks. There's no way that those are the Lord's chosen people. The ones who live in the ghettos, the projects, the ones who dress funny and got their pants hanging off their ass, the ones that are in the county jails and in the prisons. Look at their behavior. Look at their behavior. There's absolutely no way that those are the Lord's people. This is what they've said to us in this place. But the evidence is overwhelming. Extremely overwhelming. It says, and it shall come to pass. This is happening right before our eyes. And they tell you that in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, about the spiritual awakening. Our people are waking up to really who they are, man. Through the power and the spirit of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. See? You can't fool too many of us no more. But this is what they've told us. It says, there shall they be called the children of the living God. It says 26, or Salakia 27. It says Isaiah also crieth concerning Israel. It says, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea. See? Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant. See? A remnant shall be saved. And this is, overall, all the tribes, we're going to be in the kingdom. We're going to be royalty forever, eternity. But in this end, the Lord said a remnant shall be saved. 2/3 of the Lord's people are going to be put to death in this end. They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. They'll be brought back in the kingdom through marriage. And what is marriage? Sex. They'll be brought back in as newborn babies. Because a lot of our people are too far gone out of their mind. The Lord has to put you out of your misery. A lot of our people are too far gone, and some of them, they don't believe. They don't believe. So the Lord said a remnant shall be saved. The elect out of the Lord's people. This is who's going to be delivered. It says 28, it says, for he will finish. See, for he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness. Because a short work will the Lord make upon the earth. The Lord is carrying out his sentence upon the earth. There's a lot of, starting with 2/3 of our people and to the other nations. There's a lot of people that's about to be sentenced to death. The Lord is about to sentence you. See? He's carrying out his sentence upon this world. Let me go here. He cutting the time short. The Lord is cutting the time short. So, you know, we ain't got too much more times of being able to have access, have access to this word, to this truth, going on the internet, seeing out on the highways and hedges, you know, ain't got too much more time. Let me go here. Joel. Call halal Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. So what the Lord say? Because we're coming into that time of war. World War III is inevitable. World War III is inevitable. Joel 2. I'll close out with these last couple. Joel 2 and 11. Joel 2 and 11, and it reads, it says, and the Lord Yahawah shall utter his voice before his army. And we know ultimately that army is those missiles, those ICBM missiles, because it tells you those are the weapons of his indignation. See, them ICBM missiles are going to be used because the Lord, he told you, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. Roughly paraphrasing it. I kill and I heal. I, the Lord, do all these things. The Lord put it into them scientists' heads to create those missiles. They're going to be used. It says, and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. Who? The Israelites. It says, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. And we know it talks about those arrows. You see? And the Lord is strong with that bow. Because when them missiles come out of them silos, they're gonna go out like arrows, and just like a person shoot the arrow, that's how them missiles is coming out, and the Lord is gonna he gonna make sure them ICBM missiles hit this place, the U.S. They're gonna hit this place. But it says, the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very strong, very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. It says, for the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. See? For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? See? And this the point. It says 12. I'll close out with this. 12. It says, therefore also now saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart. See? You're going to have to get serious about this, man. We're coming into a time that we ain't never seen or heard of before. Salvation is on the line. Salvation is on the line. Your salvation. And everybody got to walk out their own salvation. This is an individual walk. You gotta walk that straight gate. You got to overcome all the hatred and betrayal and lies and deception. You're going to have to overcome all of this. The persecution. You're going to have to overcome all this. The Lord is telling you, therefore also now saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart. You're not going to be able to fake this, man. You will not be able to fake this going forward. You're going to have to get real. And with fasting and with weeping and with mourning. Shalom.